Hey guys, Nathan here, welcome back to a new video today, and we are going to be building a fully transferred BPL side. But not only is it fully transferred, it's actually players who are completely new to the Premier League. Some of them you probably are pretty obvious, but some of them may be less obvious and you may not know are actually gone through. Nonetheless, we're going to be checking them out just now in this squad. So I've already played the games with this squad, as you'll see by their stats when I click on them. But nonetheless, we can take a look at them. And in goal, we've got Steve Mandanda, who I think is a really good signing. Apart from in the first game, they didn't play him, Crystal Palace. They played Wayne Hennessy instead. So perhaps he's just back up. You know, he's like 31 now. So perhaps they're using him again as competition for Wayne Hennessy, or could actually take the slot. Because I would definitely play him over Wayne Hennessy, even though Wayne Hennessy had a good Euros. This guy is sort of an established keeper. You know, he's been a good keeper for a fair few years now, and he should be in Palace's goal, saving the shots. Next up, right back, we've got someone who is, I guess, sort of less heard of. It is Brice Dejadej. I think that's how you say his name. Plays for Watford, moved from Marseille, similar to Mandanda. I think for like 5 million or something like that. Maybe making that up, but I think it was around 5 million. And adds options, and they signed 2 new fullbacks. I guess he was there at a weak spot at the right back position, but he's a good signing, particularly for FIFA, because he'll offer a good cheap fullback for next year, especially and he's also got 83 pace. Like cheap options this year with Trippier, and they all have below 80 pace. So I think if he stays the same rating, he'll definitely be a good cheap option to have. Now move on to the 2 centre backs. We have Matip and Bailey. I don't know how you say this guy's name. I think I need to say it differently, but these two are moving from the Bundesliga in Schalke and Villarreal in Spain, respectively. I didn't really notice Bailey's work rates until now, high-low, but it doesn't really affect him in games, to be honest. He played really well for me. He's quite tall, got decent pace. He actually got upgraded midway through this FIFA as well, which helped, I guess, persuade his move to Man United, showing that he was on form and was a very good centre back. He played against Liverpool as well and was pretty good, but went off injured like halfway through the first leg, I think. Then we have Matip. As a Liverpool fan, I can definitely see this guy playing alongside Sacco. I don't like Lovren. I like Lovren as a player, but he's a bit dodgy sometimes. I think Sacco and him will be our most solid partnership, but we'll have to wait and see. We haven't seen him play yet, and I definitely think he'll be getting a lot of game time this season over our other centre backs. Then we're going to move on to the left back now, which is not Gibbs. It's actually Masuaku. I think that's how you say his name. Arrived from Olympiacos to West Ham for cover after Ryan Cresswell got injured, I think. And very good cover indeed. Again, if he stays the same rating next year, maybe even get an upgrade, he's going to be a very, very sought after left back for starter teams. With 84 pace. Again, cheap left backs in the Premier League aren't usually all that pacey. And with this guy coming into the Prem, I think he'll be a good option. And I think he'll be a good bit of competition for Cresswell at that right back position. I don't know how he played for Olympiacos. I read on his third page that apparently he was actually quite good. And yeah, they were sad to see him go. So hopefully he shines in the Premier League and isn't just a flop like a lot of players are who come from abroad. Nonetheless, moving on to one of the big hitters in the Premier League this season is Mkhitaryan. 13.5k I paid for him. Very, very, very good player in the game, and I'm so happy that he's in the Premier League, because a lot of like right mids, you want that sort of balanced player who isn't too far attacking, and you don't really want a lot of right wingers in the Premier League. Are very attacking and are not really cut out for the right wing position, but I think he is. He's up there to rival Willian, and I definitely pick him over him. He's a very, very good player, and I really do like him in this game. Hopefully he gets a bit of an upgrade next season, and he'll be a very, very good card to use. He didn't start at the Man United Bournemouth game, and I think he came off the bench. So yeah, then we have a left mid. It's not actually a left mid. He is indeed a left wing back, and it's going to be Nolito. Arrived from Manchester City, 13.9 million from Celta Vigo, and I'm again happy that this guy's going to be in the Premier League. Hopefully he gets an upgrade next season. He should do. Scored at the Euros, played well this season, I think, and especially now he's at Man City. Every time a player moves to the Premier League, EA bum them out. So yeah, he's going to be hopefully playing well and providing, you know, a different kind of midfielder, because he's not that fast, but he's more technically gifted than some wingers in the Prem. So if he's still a bit slow, much like Pedro, I find he'll be much sought after for his technical ability rather than his pace. We're going to be let's do the midfielders next. Two midfielders that I think are really good on the game and hopefully will shine at the Prem. I have a really bad feeling about Gundogan though. Arriving at Manchester City, I do not think he's going to do well whatsoever. Just have a bad feeling, with his injuries. He might get injured. People might start losing faith in him, even though he may not have even played that many games. And I think he'll be one of those players like Stefan Jovetic, like Jack Rodwell. These players who come here with all this promise and never really live up to the expectation. He'll probably, and sadly, I hope he does well again, but not too well, that he starts tearing shit up and ruining, just shitting on the Prem. But I can see him being one of those players that moves back to like a Bundesliga club like Schalke in a few years' time. But I hope that doesn't happen again. Xhaka, not really the same. I think he's more of a, he's got Arsenal who can teach. Oh, he's a very good coach. Makes players good. Not many people, flop in an Arsenal jersey these days. I can't remember their last. When the last time they made a bad signing, they didn't really make that many. That's why. But I guess you could say Arshavin, but he was even good for one season. And yeah, I think Granit Xhaka will do well in the Prem. I think he needs time though. He's still young, and the Bundesliga is a very different league to the Prem. Prem is much more fast-paced and a lot more competitive in my eyes, because every team can beat every team on its day, I think that's what makes it the best league in the world. To the two strikers now, and I think we have two strikers that are going to cause havoc for teams this year. Michy Batshuayi, I have a feeling that he is going to be a very good player for Chelsea, scoring a fair few goals this season. Maybe not like 20, but mid-teens, 15, 13, and will provide healthy competition for Diego Costa. And he's only young and he's only going to get better. I guess alongside Lukaku, another great Belgian striker in the Prem. This guy hopefully will follow in his footsteps. But like he's from Everton, but hopefully not like he did at Chelsea where he got sold on straight away. Then we've got Ahmed Musa. Already watched him play in the whole game, and also watched him play for Leicester against Oxford in a friendly which I went to. I can't really recall too much. I remember he's very fast. He gets outmuscled off the ball a little bit too much, but hopefully, against Hull, he's not selfish whatsoever. He tried to pass to Vardy a lot. Vardy actually skied a chance that this guy played to him, and I think he's going to be very good for Leicester if they can sort of retain some form of status in the Premier League, by finishing in the top half maybe. I don't think they'll be able to repeat what they did last season because it changes every year. Teams get too used to what a team plays like, so it's not much of a shock anymore. So I don't think yet Leicester will be as up there as much next season, this season. Sorry, but I think they'll still be a decent side. Anyway, we're moving to some highlights now, and I'll see you when we get there, basically. Okay, guys, let's jump into the highlights just now. And this team and I played very well with it, to be honest. It was a very good side, especially the midfielders were very, very good. Works all very cohesively, and I particularly liked the two midfielders in the centre, Gundogan and Xhaka. I think they work really well together, and you'll see in some of the highlights. You'll see some goals that are scored by Gundogan and Xhaka. Gundogan scored a lot more goals than I was anticipating. He was very, very good. just getting in the box, taking on players and scoring. You'll see in like one of the goals I scored, it may have just passed, but I sold this guy about 3 of this guy's players just by running slowly into the box and finishing it into the goal with Gundogan. But yeah, Batshuayi was like a bit more of a target man. He would, sort of weigh the ball, wait for the ball to come to his feet, and he'd unleash shots. He scored a pretty good goal, and I think he scored 2 maybe. Musa, a player that I can just punt the ball up to and we will run forever, and he was very good as well. Overall, I think the team is pretty good. Obviously, it's got some faults in it, the fact that the players aren't actually that high rated, or some of them at least, and like Bailey from Man United, he's got a bit of dodgy work rate, so he's sometimes quite out of position. But it didn't prove to be a massive problem, and I did seem to win a lot of games with this team. And yeah, I think overall I would definitely be happy using this team next year in FIFA. If you want me to revisit like this team next year, which I think is a pretty cool idea, that I play with this exact team in FIFA 17, see how they play, maybe a little later on in the game when the players are cheaper. I definitely would consider doing so, and the players transferred in FIFA 16 as well aren't actually that expensive. Like Batshuayi is at 1.5k, Musa is about the most expensive thing, about 5k. Obviously, apart from Mkhitaryan, Gundogan, yeah, those quite expensive players. I guess Musa's only expensive because he's got a 90 odd pace, but yeah, the cheap players are good for what they are, and I definitely recommend you pick them up. Anyway, thanks you all for watching. There'll be a new video out soon, and I'll see you all next time.